everyone, welcome to a bit of an impromptu unboxing. Don't have a ton of time tonight, so we're going to go through this pretty quick, but I have 5 different items that have come in the last couple of days, including 3 today, and I wasn't going to be able to do an unboxing again until probably Monday, and I couldn't even do it later tonight because I got like 30 minutes and then I need to be done and doing something else. So we're going to do this quick. I don't know how many people are going to join me because I didn't even really give 15 minutes of warning on this video. So, but basically what I got here is, I got the thing I want to unbox first is the last item for my recent in-stock trades purchase. Hey, Berklar, what's going on? But I have 4 books that are off my want list. Basically what happened is I had accumulated a little bit of money, and I went after the books off the top of my list here, the Star Spangled Comic 65, and I lost out. The bids got too high for me, and then I went after a Golden Age Wonder Woman book, and I lost out because the bids got too high for me. So I ended up finishing a trade that I talked about with my friend Daymers for a book on an upgrade of a book that I'd been wanting to upgrade. One of the books I included in that trade, I then found that had come down in value since I bought it back in 21. So I actually upgraded that book as well. I had to use some other money to upgrade that book as well. And then I found deals on 2 other books. So I have a trade book from a friend of mine. I have a purchase from Lone Star Comics. I have my first purchase from Shortbox. And I have an eBay purchase as well as my in-stock trades order. I'm not going to wait too long for people to show up because I do need to get through this. But yeah, so we're going to start with just the in-stock trades one because it's boring and hopefully maybe some folks will show up. It's not boring. It's a good book. It's a good series. I'm glad I have it, but it's not a slab. The other 4 are all slabs. They're on my want list. One of which I'm a little worried about. My Shortbox purchase I'm a little worried about because let's just say they didn't pack it to Shortbox standards. We'll get into that in a second. I will say, hey, Blue Hawk Dan, later tonight, I'm going to miss out on it, but I was supposed to be tonight doing the knockout, arguing for Poison Ivy over on Mr. Comics 89's channel, who just hit 1,000. I got this book in here where, inside the box, they had it Mr. Comics 89's channel. That's a nice... Yeah, that's kind of handy. I may have to keep that box. Mr. Comics 89's channel for the knockout. I was supposed to be arguing for Poison Ivy against Terminator, which is not even close. Poison Ivy all the way. But John's having to fill in for me because I got to go. So I'm going to have to bail here soon. But before we do that, we're going to get through these boxes real quick. So this was the trade that I didn't come last week. Hey, Los, what is going on? 8 Billion Genies, the deluxe edition. I have not read any of this. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm glad it came so I can finally see what all the hubbub is about. So, all right, we're going to start the slabs 4 minutes in. So I give a little bit of time for people to show up with the Shortbox box. And sounds like there's bubble wrap in there, but it was sliding around and bouncing around in this box, and this box got smushed. They didn't double box it, clearly, and they didn't fill the box with bubble wrap. So this is my Shortbox purchase. So my first purchase from Shortbox, I've sold on Shortbox. I know what they say you're supposed to pack it as. This person clearly did not. So we will see if my slab is intact. This is also the cheapest of the books here by far. Yeah, I'm just hoping the slab survives. It is a slab, so hopefully, but we will see. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's twice wrapped with bubble wrap. Nothing on the end, but I don't see an immediate crack on this end that's sticking out. But yeah, that end was just sticking out of the thing. But when you can just do that, not exactly what I would call good packaging. But somehow, some way, this slab appears to be intact. And it is intact. Got a little scuff on the back, but that's okay. So yeah. Oh, yeah. Somehow, some way, it made it. I don't know how, but it did. So I guess I won't have any complaints. First purchase from Short Boxes worked out good. And what did I pick up? I picked up Black Canary Oracle Birds of Prey. This is the first Birds of Prey. First time they used that name. The first appearance of the Birds of Prey. I know there's a prototype with Black Canary and Lois Lane. It's a different book. This is not a super expensive book. It was a super expensive book back before, like, the Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey movie. Book has come way down. And then I found this for even cheaper than it normally goes for. Like, very cheap, well under $100. Like $60 plus shipping. For 9.8. So I can turn that down. It had been on my want list all the way back to the 50. And yeah, so I love the Birds of Prey. Obviously, I'm a big Batgirl fan, and I am happy to have this in the collection. So we're going to slide that right there for now. I didn't make room. I should have made room, but I did not. So that is a book that it didn't make the 25 when I did the reorg of my list, but it was on both the 50 and the 30. The first two times I did, like, my long-term want list. And yeah, super happy. I had one come that literally just came. I had a comic book come one time that literally just came in a brown envelope, and somehow it survived. And then I've had books that come really well packed and got destroyed by the post office. So I don't know how that one, like, it was literally a bag of the board in a brown envelope. So yeah, it wasn't even a bubble mailer. Yeah, the price dropped a ton on that. So super happy to got it for dirt cheap. That's why I could do, like, multiple things. None of these are really big books. That's why I could do multiple things right now. Next, let's do the eBay book. Yeah, we'll do the eBay book because it's sort of on theme with this book a little bit. So yeah, how are we doing? We're 8 minutes. Oh yeah, we're 8 minutes in. We've already gotten one. We've already done the trade, and we've done one slab. We're in really good shape to get through all this, and not have to worry about being late to where I'm supposed to be here a little after 7 o'clock. So that's good. My time. So get the rest of the tape right there. Come. Get underneath. There we go. Maybe. Oh, some tape on the end. So it didn't get. All right. Maybe we can get this open. Maybe we're going to be back behind schedule. This person did double box. So there you go. This was the eBay person double box. The short box person did not. I probably just showed my address, but that's well. This is another book that's been on. I think this one's been on all my want lists. It's always been toward the bottom of my want list. It's not actually a first appearance. It's a second appearance, but it is of a very important double box and the bubble mailer. Oh, but peanuts. And I just put them everywhere because I didn't see that they're around the bubble mailer. Ugh. I was so happy with this person's shipping, and then packing peanuts. The bane of all existence. And I made a mess too. They're everywhere. Blood. All right. Well, we're not gonna pick up all the peanuts. That's just not gonna work out very well for me if I do that. All right. We're just gonna have to wait and clean that up after the stream before I go. Dang it. All right. So tape on bubble wrap. Yeah. Tape on bubble wrap. But this was also, much like this book, it was cheaper than I'd seen it anywhere else recently by quite a bit. This book was a little lower grade than I originally targeted for this book. Only one step lower than the range that I had targeted. But the deal, I just couldn't pass up. If it had been in the, yeah. It was just too good of a deal at the time to pass up. So we're going to stuff that in there with the packing peanut. So had to do it. Almost there. Now this goes better with the books behind me because this is actually a Silver Age book. So Silver Age second appearance. That should help narrow it down for you guys a little bit. This is oddly wrapped. It's well wrapped, but you've got one layer of bubble wrap taped in one direction, then one layer of bubble wrap taped in another direction, and it's there's no just easy way into this package. All right, here we're finally there. I think we're finally there. Okay. So yeah, let's get rid of this, and got the old CGC bag still on it. So yeah, second appearance of one of my favorite characters and a character that's involved in this group. Got the second appearance of Batgirl. Some more go-go checks. 6.5, but again, the price on this, I'd originally targeted a 7 to an 8 just because this is a little bit cheaper book. But this looks really nice for 6.5 and really nice. This spine looks really good. It's only a 6.5. Wow. I'll have to look at the notes. I did not look at the notes. I'll have to look at the notes. I feel like that is low. I'm curious what's making it a 6.5, but gorgeous copy of the second appearance of Batgirl. Detective Comics 363. Yeah, this is a book that's been on my list for a long time. And now her first appearance, which someday I would love to upgrade, but this is her second appearance and another book off my want list added. And this is actually a book that was on my 2023 want list, not just on my longer term want list. Careful there, dog. Careful there, dog. So yeah, that's a book actually on my 2023 want list that I knocked off. All right. So the last two books were Hey Kenneth Bird. What's going on? Thank you. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Great book. All right. 2 books to go. Do I save the trade for last? Let's save the trade for last because that came from Gamers. We'll do that. Even though, yeah, because actually that's the biggest book right now, probably value-wise. So we'll save the trade for last. This was one of the books that I used in the trade. I had a raw copy of this book that I used in the trade, but immediately was well, let's see. I knew it had come down quite a bit. I was curious what prices were. I went on. The dog has decided that he's ready to go outside, which, sorry, dude, you're gonna have to wait, and we're gonna have to hustle when I take you out. Come on. And I went on. I've bought a few books over the last year from my comic shop. Found a really good deal on a better copy than what I had before, and so yeah, we had to go after that. That's another. Look at my comic shop boxes; are awesome. They're good boxes too, and well packed. Yeah. So we pulled the trigger on another book. So again, I pulled the trigger on for a guy who checked one book off his want list this year prior to this, which was that Hawkman right there. Off his main big book want list to buy 4 books like this close together is not usual for me. Tape is not wanting to cooperate with my fingernails, so we're gonna cut it. Oh, another piece of tape that I didn't even see. And another piece of tape that didn't even. There we go. All right. So yeah, so I'd had a copy of this book. It's been on my 50 and my want list. 30, the 25, all of that. Well, I don't know if it made the 25 because I don't remember when I bought it, my other copy. But used my raw copy that was like an 8.0 for a trade and upgraded for actually spent less on this than I spent on the 8 that raw copy a couple years ago for another book that's come way down. First appearance of Jessica Drew of Spider-Woman, 9.2. Yeah, so another awesome book. Add the slab to my collection, and definitely a nicer copy than the one I traded. But so feeling really good about having this particular copy in the collection going forward. And yeah, and I was able to get the next book by trading my old copy as well as another book, 2 other books, and a little bit of cash. So yeah. So feeling really good about that. So 3 really nice books plus a trade coming in this week, and then I got 1 more book to go. And yeah, we might keep this under right around 20 minutes, which will make my life easier if I do. So at this point, I'm mostly like for keys and stuff, mostly doing slabs. Just because they're in a lot of ways, because I can read all these books online. Most of them I have read online or digitally or whatever, and they're more liquid as slabs. Like it's easier to know what the value is and to move them if I need to for some reason. So that's why I do it. Yeah, prices are way down from when I bought that book 2 years ago. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I paid more for the raw copy I bought 2 years ago than I paid for that slab. And the raw copy is like an 8. And I've got a decent deal. It wasn't like I didn't really overpay. So, but all of this kicked off with the book I'm about to pull out of here, which was a trade. It was a book that I'd been wanting to upgrade. I know, Puppy Dog. Just hang on a few more minutes, and then we'll take you out. Yeah. It's a book I've been wanting to upgrade. I had a nice copy. Actually, I had a copy thanks to this guy. This guy had sent me a copy a few years ago, like a mid-grade copy. He was like, "Hey, I saw this on what list. It's a book that doesn't really fit my collection. Here's a placeholder." He'd sent it to me, but it was a book that value-wise, I was always like, "Boy, I appreciate it because it allowed me to focus on other books." But it was a book that value-wise, I was always like, I'd love to get like a really, really nice copy. And it matches a book that I just covered up by putting these books up here a little bit. And I got in a really high grade. So I was like, all right, it's time to complete the deal. Daymare's had a copy. He was willing to make a trade with me. So I did upgrade this book. Los should know what this book is because he's the one that sent me my other copy. Yeah, that's why I do it. That's really the main reason. I think the slabs look good. I think they display well, but it's mostly because it's easier to like deal with in a lot of ways for keys. Like for any stuff runs and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna non-super valuable books. It's not as big a deal to me. But so yeah, double box, well bubble wrapped by my man Daymares. He does know, and especially since I told you the book it kind of matches up with. So not quite as nice a grade as what that came back with. That came back way higher grade than I expected, but still a gorgeous copy. And I was doing the other day. I was skimming through early ASM books. This is an ASM book. This is the character's first cover appearance. And they don't have another cover. I don't think there's another cover with them on it that's as good of them through the entire first volume of ASM. And this is the first cover appearance of Mary Jane Watson. She just doesn't have very many covers through that whole first volume. And none of them are very good other than this one. And an 8.5 with the traded with my man Daymares. ASM 59. So pretty good for a Silver Age book. I am not going to complain. I appreciate this guy hooking me up with the original copy, but yeah, now I have a copy in the grade range I'd originally targeted for this book. Thanks to my man Dave Mayers, and super excited to add this to my MJ collection. I'm only missing a couple books. I now have 59. I have 42 and 43. I have 25. I still need 30. Was it 36 or 38, which is another cameo, and 15, which is the Craven's first appearance, but also her first time she's mentioned, her first little cameo. But now I got this one. So yeah. So those are the 4 books that we picked up today. We picked up 4 different methods. This was a trade with a fellow collector. This was a My Comic Shop purchase. First appearance of Jessica Drew. This was old-fashioned eBay. Really good deal on this book. This was priced super low compared to where this book, all the other copies, like in a similar grade are priced. My second appearance of Bad Girl. And finally, for compared to what it used to be, like raw copies used to go for what I bought this. In the lead up to that movie, raw copies of this were going for what I bought this 9.8 for, or more, and what I bought this 9.8 for, from Short Box, the first Birds of Prey. So that's my haul. And then I did have a trade come in, which I've now buried in stuff, wrapping and boxing. I got some cleanup to do before I get out of here. 8 Billion Genies was the trade that came in. So yeah, and all of these books were on my original 50 or the 25 or the 30. And 2 of them are upgrades from previous copies that I had. This and this were just upgrades. I'd had copies in my collection. I upgraded. These were 2 new editions. So pretty good week, I would say. I don't know that there'll be any more books in terms of purchases in 2023, but not a bad way to end it. So thank you, Los. Appreciate that. Thank you, Jerry P. Yeah, nice. Very cool. So yeah, I'm super happy. Now I got to clean up all this boxing and bubble wrap and packing peanuts and get out of here because I'm already running behind because I need to take the dog out real quick too. So with that, we're going to cut this short. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks, Los. Thanks, Scott, Black Knight, Hawk, all for hanging out with me. Am I missing anybody? Kenneth, Berklar was here early. Yeah, thank you all for hanging out with me. Blue Collar Dan. I think that's everybody that's popped in the chat. Appreciate it. And we will, I'm going to be off basically all weekend. I've recorded the look back and I will have a chance to finish that and post it. But otherwise, there's going to be no whatever report, no D&D this weekend. You probably won't see me again until Monday because I've got to work all weekend. But thanks, everybody, and we will catch you later.